What's going on, winners? It's your boy Loso 2.0. Have a really special guest today, a friend of mine from college. Why don't you do just introduce yourself, man, to the audience?
Well, thank you for having me, Los. But my name is Kevin Perry. I'm from Alexandria, Virginia. I graduated from Delaware State in 2018 with my accounting degree. I currently work as a management consultant in Bestoke Taylor. I have my own custom suit business where I work and I do men and women's suits. So it's definitely been a pleasure, and I'm glad to be here.
Oh, now, man, it's glad to have you. Right, it's the CEO right there, right? So,
Exactly.
now I've seen those custom suits, and definitely things are definitely fire. Things are definitely good,
Yeah,
man.
thank you, man.
How'd you get started with doing that? Like, no, I never really met anybody that ever did that, right? So this is like fresh, right? So I love that. How you start?
Well, let's take it back for those who don't know about historically Black college and university, HBCUs, quote unquote, experience. I had the pleasure of serving as the 13th Mr. Delaware State University. So being Mr., it was a huge honor to be an ambassador for the university. And then that's where like my love of dressing up really grew. We had to do a
Mhm.
lot of formal events and informal events, but really the opportunity to showcase in front of some of the state officials and representatives. So having to dress up for banquets, things of that sort. So during that time of dressing up on a royal court, so with Miss DSU in my royal court, the love grew for fashion, for design. And I used to go to other places to buy suits, and I really couldn't, especially in Dover, Delaware, there wasn't many opportunities for luxury quality suits, right?
Yeah.
So besides Men's Warehouse or, Joseph A. Banks, there's nothing really with color style. So I wanted to really have my own taste. I feel like I have a outgoing personality. So a lot of colors and the pastels demonstrate who I am as a person. But I want to separate myself. So when I step in the room, not only dress the part, but feel good. So I used to spend on suits $800, $1,000, couple
Mhm.
hundred. I had my first custom suit in college from Men's Warehouse. I
Mhm.
spent about 1500, and that was just a basic navy suit with a lace interior, right?
Damn.
And during the pandemic, I had an opportunity to travel across the world. Been to Turkey, Dubai, London, Amsterdam, just name a few places. And I traveled to those places to understand fashion and understand how do you get into suits. And they say that the Europeans have some of the best styles, so,
Mhm.
some of the best cuts. So I got into it, man. By one day, researching on social media, and then I took a risk. I booked a trip to Turkey because I want to know how can I make my own suits? How can I turn my brand? And people
Mhm.
used to always compliment me in college, like, Kevin, you dress nice, you look apart, we get your stuff from it. And people was profiting off my name. So I said, how can I turn this into an investment for myself? And that's how I got into it, man. And, trial and error and learning. And then I've been opportunity to find some great resources and manufacturers that help me, expand. So
Nah,
but
that's good. That's all some good stuff, man. I like what you said though too, right? Like you went and you took risks. Like you said, I wanted to learn, I wanted to do what I had to do, so I had to go and take a risk. I had to go out there, see what they were doing, just learn and consume, everything. So what would you say to someone who is like kind of like scared to take that next step? Like how would you push them to do that?
Well, so you started it off calling me the CEO. So the CEO, I really take that mindset to tell people it's a mindset how you operate. If you think of most organizations, the CEO has to make very tough and strategic decisions to operate the organization as a whole. He has
Mhm.
to make critical decisions. So he or she has to put themselves in the best position to represent that brand.
Yeah.
And I try to influence people that when you put yourself in the mindset as a CEO and think about it that way, you take more accountability for yourself and you gotta make those decisions. So if it's, if you want to take your company to the next level, um, what you gotta do that. What investments you have to do, and everybody don't want to be an entrepreneur, but if you want to be an entrepreneur as well, navigating a corporate environment or a company, have to have that same mindset being the best. So what I would tell people is, whether route you take entrepreneurship or entrepreneurship is up to you. And somebody had to start with some vision to be where they at. All the great leaders, all the influencers had to start somewhere. And you don't want to look back in your life and say, dang, I should have, could have, would have. A lot of people do that. You know, sometimes, I have second thoughts in my head about a certain design or a certain client or a certain risk, or just reach out to certain people for collaboration. But you never know until you try it, right? And if you stumble and fail 10 times, that's good, because somebody else didn't have that courage to do that. And it's like, I tell people, it's kind of cliche, but like a baby. Babies, when they're young, they're so anxious and ready to explore. But when they crawl, they're trying all their might to walk. They fall, they make, then they start taking a few steps, then they got it. So, what I tell people is believe in yourself. In the day, not to get all religious and all, but God never gives somebody a vision that he doesn't think that you can execute.
100%.
So if God gave you a vision or idea, it was meant for you. It's up to you to plant that seed and water that seed, put the work and get there. But that's really what I would tell folks, man. Really believe in yourself and think to yourself, like, what visions have God gave you? What are your talents? What are your strengths? And in this economy, you got to have different incomes, whatever case may be. I'm not going to tell people to do real estate or invest in whatever the case may be. Believe in yourself, because if you work for a company, they can fire you with no notice. So, being transparent. So you figure out something that you love to do and build on it.
No, I definitely agree on all those points, man. I work in corporate America too, man. I already know. They can let go of you.
It got us on a string, right? Got a lot of us on a string. And you look into your level to your right, breaking news, the executives come in and say, the company's moving a different direction, you're like, different directions, we love to have you. You were great working for us, but it doesn't fit our budget. So you really don't want to let nobody have that leverage over you, So we're in a different time of era where people are more ambitious and more to take and ready to take more risk. So high risk, high reward, So that's how I will kind of tell people.
No, I definitely agree with that. And then, also because you brought up, a religious point, I wanted to say something too, man. It says that you have to have the heart of a child to enter the kingdom of heaven. So I believe that the mindset too comes with that, right?
Yeah.
Kids were, they get excited. Like every time I do anything that's to do with my business, I'm excited to do it. Hop on this podcast, man. I'm excited, man, just to talk to people right here, like educated men such as yourself, educated woman over here giving great advice. Like you really got to love what you do. And I'm a firm believer in if you do what you love, really do what you love to do, the money will always follow because you're changing your mindset. You're forced, going towards what you need to do. So what made you make the decision to go to Delaware State University? I kind of want to go back right there, man.
Let's take us back. Let's be a little. So now, first and foremost, I really want to make clear, this is special because I don't do podcasts, right?
Oh.
Like I don't do them. I try to, really make sure whatever time I'm putting out is valuable. But, it's my first podcast doing. So shout out to you for getting me on. Shout out, yeah. So that's huge. But, what people don't know about my story, they may see my Instagram, may say I look good and I have accomplishments. But at a high school coming from Alexandria, Virginia, I was a student athlete. I didn't take care of business in the classroom. My GPA was a 1.9 GPA. I was a pretty good football. I won't say decent. I was pretty good at football. We had a very talented team. Went to the playoffs for the first time in like 20 years. And my dream, like most young African-American or Black males, would go to professional sports. And there was a coach, Coach Rob Milstead, who was recruiting me out of high school that was interested in me. But when he got my transcript, I didn't qualify. So originally, I didn't go to Delaware State University. I went to a small school outside of Roanoke, Virginia, and I spent the semester there. So getting denied from Delaware State wasn't a denial, it was a delay, but it wasn't a no, it was a not right now. So I had a 1.9, went to a small school, got my first 4.0 ever in my life, got it in college. I don't know how that was even possible. And then I transferred over. And, Delaware State for me, it was close enough to home. I'm a single mom with 4 sisters. I wanted to be not too far from my mom, but close enough so that I could be accessible and help. Granted, exposure is everything. I thought Delaware State was like a big Division I program, coming up DuPont. I thought the NASCAR stadium was our stadium, so I thought we was on to something. Showed up, I got there and I looked to the right, like, wait a minute, it's the game. It's Alumni Stadium. Wait a minute. But it was, I felt it in my heart. Like something said Delaware State University is gonna be something special for you. But it took somebody like Coach Rod Milstead to believe in me and send me that text message to say, even though you didn't qualify right now, in the future, try again. Granted, he could have been bluffing for all I know, right? Mm-hmm. But I took it as motivation and applied myself and got in. And then Delaware State, man, I came in with a chip on my shoulder. And people didn't realize that. I had a lot of fun in high school, right? My high school is the only high school in the city of Alexandria, formerly known as T.C. Williams High School. Now it's Alexandria City Public School, Alexandria City High School. And I wanted to be the best, like the history of the school, just for my family. I wanted to be the example. So I wanted to be a first-generation college graduate, but make my mom and family proud. Man, I got a Delaware State, got another 4.0. And then I was a student athlete. I ran track, played football, and I was an account major. So, my humble beginnings shaped me because I didn't want that feeling of denial. Mm-hmm. And I wanted to be the best. So everything I did at Delaware State University, I wanted to be the best. I wanted to be the example for my peers and my family members to say, if Kevin could do it, I could do it, because you don't have to be a certain way or have to come from a perfect family to make it. And people see me now, but it's a testament to Delaware State University for believing in me and teaching me, like, you want something in life, you got to work for it, right? You got to work for it. I take this even today in corporate America or my entrepreneurship journey to remember that. Like, I didn't get on the first. I had to wait 6 months. No, it was a year, basically a whole year to wait to get in. And when I got in, I told myself to capitalize on the opportunity. I never wanted to let go. So I went from being denied in 2014 to becoming the face of the university, being the first student athlete, Mr. Delaware State University student athlete, to really win that. So it's a testament to people that, man, no matter what your journey is, understand God is teaching you a lesson and believe in yourself. And, that's how I got to where I'm at. I graduated with a great career opportunity. But most importantly, I was proud that I was able to influence individuals and be the example for people to follow and to be trusted. So,
no, man, that's cool. That's what it's all about, man. That's why I asked you to be on. I knew it was a good thing. Look, we were supposed to do this episode. I'm telling you, man, I love the mindset. I love everything. Our backgrounds are a little bit different, but it's similar though, right? Exactly. Yeah, definitely similar. So you the youngest? You got 4 sisters?
I'm the second oldest, man. 4 sisters, man.
Damn, that's, I mean, I got 15 brothers and sisters, bro. So.
Yeah.
I said similar, but
it's so funny how I remember you, because you used to I can't remember this saying right now, but I used to
already know it was it's like, I'm always great and I had a bad day in my life.
Yeah, that's it. That's the one. And every time I saw you, I said, yeah, that's my guy, man. He said, I'm always great and I had a bad day in my life. And I always thought about, like, dang, that's a good mindset to have, because for me, like, overcoming homelessness and struggles and adversity, even struggling in school, right? Like, people see me now, I struggled in the classroom sometimes. I had a particular class, but it's because I didn't know how to manage my priorities. But, seeing you every day with that energy, I always wanted you to hear you say that to me. I'm like, what's up, my man? Say, like, how's it going? Never been in my life. So glad to be it. Glad things come full circle.
No, that's funny. It's funny. I actually got that from a friend of mine, his dad. He was like, I was just like, yeah, I'm always good. I used to always just say, I'm always good. Because I was always had to say that because, like, growing up, man, like I said, 15 brothers and sisters. My parents, I was actually homeless too for a little bit too before I was 18, bro. Sleeping on cars, eating, taking showers at the YMCA and stuff. And then I was just like, no, I'm always gonna have a good day. It's not just because it's challenging, don't make it bad. I've always said good day, good day. He was like, no, you need to say, like, good day, never had a bad day in my life. That would leave an impact. And I'm like, all right, I like that.
Yeah. See, and you never know people's journey. See, we got things in common, man, that built us. And I tell people with the positive attitudes always got a story to say. And, but for us, we don't dwell on it. We look at it for a purpose. I feel like we're the chosen ones because God gave his strongest battles to his toughest soldiers. Whatever the quote the people is, don't get me. I'm not super religious, but I'm blessed.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. So with a single mother household, do you feel like your mom was a strong support system for everything that your journey so far?
Well, I know she's super strong. Now, my parent may not always understood what I was doing, but she wanted
Mm-hmm.
the best for me. And I was so like being, I'm first one to tell my mentees and other people that come with similar stories. Sometimes the children, we're selfish, we're entitled, and we think that things should be perfect, you know. Um, I'm lucky that my mom kept me and didn't abort me or didn't, you know, kill me, you know, or you
Mm-hmm.
know, and I know that from her sacrifices, she put a lot on the line. So even though she may not understood my college journey or my entrepreneurship journey, I learned it from her, from sacrifices and never giving up. She could have gave up, you know. You know, my mom, I tell people, is my hero because granted, we didn't always get along, you know, see eye to eye, but she will always be there for me, you know, and she always says, you only got one mother, you know, and you know, I'm your mother. You can't choose me, you know, I'm here now. So, but my mom is always supportive. I know she's very proud of me. And in the day, we all have an expiration date, and all the tangible stuff could be taken away. But the love from a person and all the other intangible items is what really values. So, but my mom, you know, I tell everybody, I'm grateful for her because as I look back, how in the heck did she survive making a certain amount of income for five of us? You
Mm-hmm.
know, so you know, she's very supportive. And I know that, you know, she would give, and she has gave her last for us, you know, just so that we could eat. And then when we times we didn't have the food, she'd make sure that she make ends meet. You know, she when my
Mm-hmm.
mom would call miracle meals. I don't know how she finds something in the kitchen, but she put something together. You know, but that's my testimony. You know, some people not as, you know, confident in they like and they pass. You know, but
Mm-hmm.
that's what my mom. I'm very proud of her because not too many people can walk in them shoes and accept what came. My mom has the best and the nicest heart. She gives it all. She's always want to help somebody. She always want to go above and beyond. So yeah, so my mom definitely has provided me with some good support.
That's really important. I really believe that like having a strong support system, a strong environment helps us grow like so much faster, right?
Mhm.
And like you said, that was true though. That's a real wisdom. I had to take that in consideration too, man. Like
Mhm.
kids are selfish, bro. Even though like my mom, she always tells me all the time, like, yeah, I know growing up wasn't the way you wanted it to be, but I'm proud of you. You know what I mean? I sent her one of the books. I just reconnected with her after like a couple of years.
Yeah, me yes.
Yeah, bro. That's definitely
It's
true, bro.
important though, but I want to elaborate what you said about connecting and building those
Mm-hmm.
bridges. A lot of people in this world have grudges against their parents
Mm-hmm.
and envy and upset because of whatever happened. And I take a step back and say, well, what about their lens and what they had to go through and the walk
Facts.
that they could see? 'Cause we're not seeing it from their point of view.
Mm-hmm.
You know, me and my mom, like I tell people all the time, right? It took a lot of me to rekindle a relationship and take accountability as a son, you know, and I want to be able to have kids and just I want to be able to have closure when it's all said and done. That I took the accountability of myself, step up to the plate to learn my mom's story, to understand what happened, and even have those difficult conversations. And
Mm-hmm.
a lot of gentlemen and women don't want to do that. My mom did this, my mom made that for me, my mom did this. And yeah, I understand everybody's circumstances are different.
Mm-hmm.
But I really advocate for closure for yourself. And some parents not going to change. That's okay. Right.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
as long as you can say you made the initiative, you know, and you just never know how you can influence, man. And for me, it made me a better man. I moved away. I left Virginia, moved to Charlotte for 5 years, and had to work on my mental, my emotions, my spirituality, my confidence in the sense of what I wanted it to be as a man, what I wanted to operate. So I'm very proud of you for doing that because in the day, man, all we set here to do is to make it better for the future.
Mm-hmm.
Leave a legacy. Leave your legacy. So, you know, whatever your legacy is going to be, make sure you leave a strong stamp on that.
No, I appreciate that. Appreciate that, man. So with, working in corporate America and stuff, and you were a college student and athlete, you had a lot of stuff to juggle on your plate. How did you find that good? I like to call it work-life harmony. How do you find that?
Well, very difficult, right? Very much so difficult, especially for I didn't understand corporate America until a couple years ago. Like truly understand the politics behind it. Like school, I always say teaches you professionalism, but don't teach you politics. Like school's gonna teach you how to dress, how to, the professional, some etiquette. Some schools may do a more extensive learning on others, but a lot of schools don't teach you navigating politics, especially from a minority point of view. And I know some people don't want to say that they don't look at color or make it, but no, it's real, right? And I work in a large, white male dominated industry, financial services, and there's other people who made it through, but the hurdles and obstacles. But how I balance it is understanding what I want my life legacy to be and what my goals really are. Like I was talking to one of my coaches at work, and we were saying, like, if you want to be a partner, how fast you want to be partner, and what do you want to sacrifice and give up now? You may want a little more personal time to yourself, and may not give that corporate 1,000% of your time. So you have to set your priorities right and really understand your priorities and really tell yourself, like, okay, one, where I want to be in the next 5-10 years, and then how I get there. Personal life. What kind of life do I want? Do I want to travel now? Do I want to have a wife? Or for females, do I want to have a husband? Do I want to, build? Do I want to have children? What do you really want? And when you really understand what you want, set those priorities up. Say that was 24 hours in a day. I got to be this. I want to accomplish this. How does this happen? And sometimes it's okay. We fall off track. But once you have the consistent habit and you understand, that's why I said time is very valuable for me. The people I hang around is very valuable. People I communicate with is very valuable. And learning those things will help you with setting priorities up, because you don't want to come somewhere and your stuff not laid correctly. So it took some time to get there, but how I handle it is by really understanding what I want to accomplish and how soon I want to accomplish something.
No, I definitely agree with that. You might have to put in a little bit more work in the beginning, so that way you can relax later on. Yeah, that's pretty much how it. Man, it took me probably I'm still working on it, but I'm trying to figure out how to change my routine to perfectly execute it, bro. So I know in the morning it's I got to do this, that, and the third in the morning, so that way I can have this for myself. I'm at the work, and then I can have this for myself and time to do podcasts and meet people for my business. So I kind of switch it around now. So I definitely agree with that. With all this entrepreneur stuff, with being in corporate America, I'm sure. Do you read a lot of books?
Yeah. Okay. Not as much as the average person, but I read. Yeah.
Okay. So what's your favorite book, and what's the biggest lesson that you learned from it?
Oh, favorite book. I'm gonna show you. Simon Sinek. Start with Why. It really lays out the foundation for accomplishing things, and it's so many simple life lessons in this book. I feel like people overthink. People think it's strategy, but it tells you what is your why. Like your why has to make sense to whatever product or service you're dealing with or your mission in life. And whenever you're walking around, people are going to associate you with your why. And it talks about certain brands and companies, and what aligns to that brand and company and who aligns to it. And that book was stood out to me because I'm like, what I'm trying to build my mission statement, trying to build my vision statement, okay, how I'm attract a certain customer base, how I'm gonna, get a certain target audience. Take a step back. Gravitate. Who you gonna gravitate to? What's your why? Why are you doing it? I'm not doing it, and people get it twisted. But my suit business, it's not about the suit. That's not. It's the experience the person receives, the two-part experience. The experience they go through: one, getting the suit, the measurements, the interaction, the conversation, the building, the selection of the suit. First part, make you feel a certain way, especially for minorities, right? Teaching them different, types of suits, things of that sort. Then part two, how do you feel after the suit? How did you feel after the suit when you put the suit on? You know, when it was fitting your body or the comments you get. I want to really create experience with people that teach life experiences. Like when you dress up and when you go out, 9 times out of 10, a person feels good.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you want to get married, you know, do you want to wear a ripped jeans and a white shirt to your wedding? Or you want to get spiffy and, you know, you marry love in your life, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, I want to create that experience for a lot of people at a young age, all walk of life, that you could get a first class experience at a good price, right? You could be treated with respect. I think a lot of people are losing that respect factor. And when you walk in the room for certain environments, if you look the part, you be the part. If they say you look good, you feel good. You look
Mm-hmm.
you feel good, you play good. If you play good, they pay good.
Yeah.
So the experiences I want to teach for people is I want to teach them that experience. You know, when you get in a custom suit, how you supposed to be treated. Okay. After you get after you go through that experience, how do you feel afterwards? Client comes first. And I want a lot of people, especially minorities, to feel that first class professional etiquette, that professional dress experience. You know, I'm not sure if you've received a custom suit before, but you know, growing up, I didn't really see too many African American males teaching me how to dress up. You know, I
Mm-hmm.
know Men's Warehouse, a lot of European style, but I didn't see really many African Americans teaching me and using that experience to teach me about life. So for me, it's all about the first class experience, teaching the individual. And my why is because I want everybody to feel a part. I want you to feel good. I don't care if you come from Beverly Hills. I don't care if you come from the shacks. You deserve to be treated a certain way, even if you spending if you're buying a shirt or a suit. So you know, my wives are bigger than me, and I know that when I dress up, I feel a certain way,
Yeah.
certain confidence, a certain move, the attention, the compliments means something to me. And I truly believe everybody can feel that way. So yeah,
No, I definitely
talk about
agree.
why.
No, I definitely agree, man. When I throw a blazer on, I never got no custom suit before, but I throw on some cheap stuff and I'd be like, oh, snap,
Even
like,
that, but there we go. And that's why I tell people it's the experience. I could
mm-hmm.
sell you $100 suit and you get that experience, you want to come back.
Mm-hmm.
So my thing is this, for me, it's not really about the revenue or the sale. I don't care if you buying a blazer for me or a dress shirt. It's about you feeling good. Like the experience you go through is what feels. It's like first class on an airplane.
Mm-hmm.
First class get treated a certain way, right? First class get treated a certain way. You get on that first class. You're like, yeah, I'm first. Group one. What they say, group one. You be sitting all comfortable, cozy. You get served different food, beverages, things of that sort. So creating that experience for somebody to make them feel good. Because it's also, man, it's a confidence booster.
Mm-hmm.
When you take your time to know people. So yeah, I
No.
agree.
No, that's I definitely agree, man. I'm telling you, that blazer, man. I had one on. I try to wear them more though. I've been trying to dress up a little bit more because, like you said, it's like a confidence boost. And then when I'm like speaking and stuff, when I speak at schools, it kind of gives me like, oh snap, or he knows what he's doing, type of thing. I love
There we
that.
go.
I definitely do love that stuff. Then, okay, so what's the big vision that you see for your suit business and 5-10 years from now? Like, what do you see yourself doing? Like, is it gonna be like a big thing all over the world? Like, how's it
Yeah,
gonna
it's
be?
gonna be a global part. For me, it's gonna be a global thing. But I really want to collab with other companies and universities. And I think I know it's going to be something that inspires the youth and other individuals to go forward with their dream.
Mm-hmm.
And right now my company has a few partnerships with a few universities and other nonprofits, which is great because when I go in there and I'm teaching people how to dress or provide them with an opportunity, it's the connections that I make. And when people see how the students feel, how the faculty and staff feel, they want to be a part of it. I do see ourselves scaling, but we want to take it, as smooth and steady as possible. And, making sure we build correctly, integrity, accountability, responsibility and quality is very important. So, that's why I see ourselves and, being able to continue to give back to the community. So my company doesn't just worry about the spot, the purchases of selling or suit. It's about the community engagement. So we do a lot of scholarship drives, prom drives, things of that sort to engage individuals to understand about just the professional attire, you know, slacks, khakis, dress shoes, blazer, dress shirt. You know, every industry doesn't call for a suit every day, but everybody needs to know how to put on a suit.
I like that.
Yeah, you know, and the higher you go up, you understand those rooms and navigate. Like certain environments have certain dress codes for a reason. They do that to separate yourself. You know, if you want to be with the best of the best, you gotta be able to navigate, you know. You got some people may not want to wear a suit. Some people may say, well, I do this, I make this amount of money and I don't wear a suit, but that's you know. But I guarantee you, you could have $1 million in your pocket, right? And if you don't look apart, people will look down on you, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Then you're going to say, well, I got $1 million. Then you got to talk to your verbal. And then the individual who may not have that much money in you is a conversation starter. So, you know, our company puts the client number one and making sure the client is always satisfied and appreciative. So, you know, as we grow and scale, we want to make sure our partnerships make sense. And we're not just trying to partner with anybody or collab with anybody. And, you know, we want to take our time. So
I like that. I like that, man. I see big things, man. I definitely do. You got the vision, man. You got the hunger. You got the mindset. I love it all, bro. I love it all.
The Kevin Perry collection is the suit, you know, business. You know, we got nice. You can't really see it's blurry, but got our logo on the side. You know, nice interior design. And we really just want, like I said, anybody out there who wants to collaborate with me. My company travels. We travel to our clients. We teach workshops. We teach the youth. We teach high school, college, and we style. You know, we're stylists. Team full of stylists too as well. So if you need somebody to help you pick your wardrobe out, you know, for that banquet or design something for you, that's what we're here now. But just being humble, hungry, and determined will things work out. So.
Love it, man. So if you had to leave the audience with one last piece of advice, what would it be?
Don't be a fool, but not following your vision that God gave you. Okay. I would say that because a lot of us complain, a lot of us are frustrated, a lot of us give up, and we don't listen to what God has provided us. And don't be a fool. He didn't say it's going to be overnight or be a year, but he said to trust him. And you can't trust him when you want to trust him.
Yeah.
It's going to happen, you know, a lot of sacrifices. And I tell individuals, man, you know, on top of that, don't be a fool not following your vision or your heart, but believe in yourself. Nobody going to believe in yourself like you are. And I guarantee you, everybody has a testimony that they can look themselves in the face in the mirror and say, I remember a tough time I had to overcome. And whatever that tough time is, keep it in your back pocket or your front pocket and use it as motivation. You may have a bad day in corporate America. Like, dang, for me, I say it's nothing worse than sleeping in the shelter. Nothing. Okay. Sleeping in the shelter, sleeping in the car, you know, bouncing from hotel to hotel, nothing worse than that. You know, trying to fake it till you make it, and other work to not have it. So, you know, a bad day in corporate America is all right, you know, people gonna be people. But I'm pumping blood and I'm blessed. You know, my health is important. So, you know, continue believing in yourself, believe in that vision that was set in your mind and your heart, and push forward, man. Like, you know, it's not gonna be easy. If it was easy, everybody would do it, you know. So remember that, you know, but when you get over that mountain, it's gonna be the best accomplishment, you know. You can pay it forward. Like, so.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that, man. Denzel Washington said it, man. To have what others don't have, you have to do what others wouldn't do. It's just,
yeah. You know, I'm always here. If anybody want to reach out to me on social media, they can follow me on Instagram, Kevin_P52. Anything about just any professional attire, any banquets, weddings. We focus on formal events, but we provide suits for any event or just any casual suit. KLP Collection. You know, we have a website, klpcollection.com. but we're here. You know, we're about a community, we're about a family, and about relationships. You know, so continue to you two Los do what you're doing. Very proud of you. Salute for you to get me on my first podcast. I don't do them. Maybe I may reconsider them. I'll send you my invoice after this, but winners win, and also winners hang around winners. So continue surrounding ourselves around good people, and it's all gonna pan out. So I'm looking forward to seeing you on the big screens, and don't forget about me.
Nah, man, don't forget about me, man. You sure this was your first episode, man? Listen, it went real smooth, bro. Real smooth.
Well, I appreciate it. It's my first one, The suit, man, got you. It's a confidence. It's a confidence booster,
It's the suit, man. KP.
We're here when it plays back, But I'm grateful. I'm blessed. I want everybody to follow their dreams, and if they don't believe in themselves, look at your story. I want them to use your story as motivation, or if they want to go, look at my story. Humble beginners didn't stop us, but it made us better. And we smile every day. If God gives us another 24 hours, what you gonna do with it? Because somebody wake up today. Somebody have an opportunity. Somebody may have the same ligaments as you do. Somebody may not have the same resources as you do. And we get so caught up with what we complain about what we don't have. Look at what you do have. So, better yourself by educating yourself. YouTube, Google, ChatGPT, whatever you want to call it. At this point in 2023, is no reason why you can't be successful or build something. So, and I do want to say one last thing. A lot of us we need to do, especially as Black men, is work together and put the pride to the side. If you're watching this and you a minority, take the jealousy, envy out, be selfless, and work with an individual, and understand you go farther as a team than by yourself. Remember that, and I'm grateful for my team, my support, people that believe in me. And I'm forever grateful to Delaware State University. Your children need to go there, okay? You need to visit that campus, Delaware State, what I call Dream School University. So, that's all I want to tell people, man. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Don't be afraid to call a timeout and reset. Don't be afraid to partner with another brother and to scale and expand and do everything, because you never know who knows who and who could do what for you, So thank you for inviting me on this show tonight.
Oh, man, I appreciate you taking that time out, man. Your first one. I know you're a busy guy, man. I appreciate you coming on this show. All right.
Of course, man. Look forward to talking to you soon. I look forward to reading your book. And again, thank you so much for considering me. Having me speak tonight means a lot. So I truly appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You guys heard him, man. Go get yourself a suit, man. Get yourself confidence up. I'm telling you, when you look good, you feel good. It's that CEO mindset. CEO
mindset, man. Hey, look, build your brand. All right, we'll talk, family.
All right, man. Listen, I want you guys to keep killing the day on. Winners win, losers lose, and you guys pray for success like this. 2.0 out.